Episode 20 of BeerFormers.
Wow, it's a milestone.
It is a milestone. Not only that, but as of this morning when I last checked our channel, we have 206 subscribers.
Yay!
So we finally broke the 200 mark. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I wish I could remember exactly who our 200th was. I guess I could go back and find out somehow, but I don't know off the top of my head.
What's next?
If you were
250?
220. Let's go 225.
Okay, come on,
baby
peeps.
steps. But if you're a subscriber 200, thank you very much, and thank you for everyone who subscribes. We really appreciate everything. Again, we're doing this because it's fun for us. If it turns into something else someday, awesome. If not, we're still going to do it because we're having a good time.
We're old and we've been married a long time, and this has just become something fun that we like to do. We look forward to it.
Yeah, we thought, what's something we could do together?
Yeah.
Amongst other things we do together, but we both wanted to kind of do something like this for a while, either a podcast or whatever. So we did a video podcast, essentially.
The two things we love.
And the things we love, Transformers and adult beverages.
And it's making me realize how bad I am at transforming robots, but I keep trying.
So here for episode 20, we're going to continue going on with stuff we haven't ever talked about before. This is the Transformer tonight is actually a combiner. It's of a group that was a Japanese exclusive. And their gimmick was the fact that they could combine with each other in lots of different ways. So let's get right to it. This is the combiner group from the Transformers Victory cartoon called the Multiforce. And the combined form here is called Landcross. Also put a better picture of him on the screen so you can see him. So Noelle, I'll just got to put this in your hands here. What's the things you notice about him? He's kind of weird looking and he's kind of lanky.
Yeah. And he's got four toes.
So by the time Transformers Victory, the cartoon, came out, they had gone through all the Masters gimmicks. They've gone through Headmasters, Power Masters, Target Masters, you name it.
It's got a tail too.
Yeah. And by this time, they'd gotten into this thing called Brain Masters, which we'll do a Brain Master someday eventually too. It's basically like a Headmaster, but a little different. I just made his belly
fall off.
That's okay. And so, but one of the key things about Victory was that almost everybody was a combiner.
Okay.
For the most part. So the other couple toys we've done from Victory have been the Breast Force, which we did several episodes back, and I guess that might have been it. Breast Force might have been it. So these guys here, this is their combined form in their super robot form, Landcross. They would only combine to him when they needed to, usually go up against another also equally big guy.
Like Voltron.
Yeah, like a Voltron. So we're gonna go ahead and do this reverse tonight.
Ooh.
because what makes these guys so unique is the way that they combine and the way they interact with each other, right? So all 6 of them are in this form here now, and we're gonna start taking it apart. So now we'll just go ahead and pull the legs off one at a time.
Well, I've already got this part off.
This is a little waist shield that just kind of helps flesh out the final look of the robot. It's never used for anything else.
I'm pulling on the legs.
Okay, so, there you go. Just come up like that. Yep. Okay. Just be careful.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
okay. You got 2.
Torso.
You got 2 in 1. You got 2 in 1 here.
But these aren't coming apart.
Just be careful. Just kind of wiggle them apart, and they'll come apart.
Came apart. Then we got the torso.
So in the fiction of the cartoon, because there was never it might have been some Japanese comic books for this, but pardon me. The Multiforce. Wow, we're almost never seen. No, I'm good. We're almost never seen as individual robots. They would always pair up in some way, which we're gonna get to in a second. So keep taking them apart. Keep taking them apart.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take his arms off now.
And I'll help get all the combiner accoutrement off. We'll get the shoes off.
Okay.
Or the feet off, whatever.
Oh, there we go. Now, does this come off? Oh, it does. It does. Oh crap! So this is the head. Does the head come off?
Yeah, the head's a different piece too. Yep.
Wow. You got it. Okay. Where does that head go?
Just over here to the side for now.
All right.
One thing they did pretty well is I'll see if I can get a good picture of this. I'll put it close to the camera. All their individual guns combined to form a super gun for the super robot to form. Yeah. A lot of times that didn't the case. A lot of times you had all the individual guns, you just kind of put them aside.
Okay, but they made one big giant.
They made one big giant gun. They can kind of go together like that. And all the individual parts that help make the super robot, like these are the foot pads here, they have pegs in the bottom because they can actually plug into the vehicles too, so the vehicles can use them. The only piece that really doesn't have a use is the head. The head basically does have to be set aside no matter what, and the waist piece doesn't really have a use, but the chest piece becomes the wings for one of these guys.
Okay.
So almost everything gets used.
So it is a puzzle, but I mean, what is the logic behind having these pieces that you don't use when it's apart? Because little kids are going to lose them.
I don't think they thought about that and or really cared necessarily.
Oh,
you know,
they hate children. Okay, cool.
You know, you take care of your stuff, or if you lose it, you lose it. You know?
Oh,
but,
well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It is a lesson of personal responsibility
I guess so.
at a young age.
Let's finish getting these guys in vehicle form. So the two leg guys, basically, when they come off his legs, they are in vehicle form now. Okay?
All right, so this is a hand with a gun.
The hand just comes off. Yep, hand comes
so
off.
The hand goes off too. Mm-hmm. Does the hand go on anything?
The hand can plug in.
Okay.
Some of the guys too.
This one's cool. This is gonna be a space shuttle.
Yeah.
All right, that was easy.
And you'll need the chest piece to flesh out the wing part.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let me see. Oh, I see how it goes. Yep. It goes like this. There's little pegs. Oh, I'm so proud of myself.
Fold the blue arms down flat with the body, basically, or the sides of the shuttle. Yep.
Look what I did.
And one of the arms I did for you. I apologize, but it became a red car. The chest part and shoulders and where the head goes becomes the silver jet. We're not talking about anybody's names yet. I'm kind of doing that on purpose. We'll get to it here in a second.
This I want to try to get this. This is gonna be weird.
That one is a boat.
It's a boat,
and it's like a like a hydrofoil boat.
Okay, I'm seeing it now that you told me that.
You can kind of visualize it at least a little bit, can't you? Yeah.
So
now the set I have here, when it came out originally in Japan in the late '80s, you know, it was pretty rare here in America for that reason. And then in the early 2000s, they reissued it with some modern, like what they call tampergraphs. Instead of stickers, they actually just printed the Autobot logos and stuff on them now to make them a little more permanent and stuff. And they were so that's the set I have because it's a little easier to acquire. I still had to import it from Japan through like eBay or whatever, but it was much cheaper than buying the classic original set because of just scarcity. You know, because it was a Japanese exclusive only from 20 years ago at the time when I got it. Then it would have been cost prohibitive for me to have bought that.
And now it just gets stuck in the East Coast.
Right. And my collection has always been I would much rather have the figure in some way rather than have it be like, necessarily 100% authentic, whatever. These go straight down, I guess, to be like, like pontoons, almost like when it's a hydrofoil.
Okay.
So the legs go straight like down like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you see like one of those hydrofoil boats where they get going really fast and they kind of ramp up on skis.
Yeah.
So these are supposed to be like the back skis. These are supposed to be like the back skis, I guess.
Okay,
basically.
Yeah. All right, it's done.
You got it. Yep.
But I'm not super excited about this one. I think it's kind of a lame transformer. But this is cool. I like that.
Get his feet put together just a little better.
These I don't know about
so their vehicle forms, have a lot of weirdness to them. Every one of them's got this little tab on it.
Okay, what's that about?
And that little tab is key to how they combine and go together. When you're taking it apart, that little tab was also part of it too. I don't know if you noticed as you're taking it apart.
No, I was just ripping it.
So we'll kind of go down the line here a little bit. All right. So make sure I got them in the right kind of order here. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go this way here. So first off here is the leader of the team. All right. His name is just Wing. Okay. And he's a little silver jet.
Named after Wings Hauser.
I guess so. If you want to try to transform him into robot mode, you can. Okay. I'll do the next guy. Wing is almost always partnered with the boat whose name is Waver.
Oh.
Okay? So in the cartoon, they were always paired up. And we're going to show you what that means here in just a second. But we'll go ahead and transfer them into the regular robot mode.
So they get to be a vehicle and a robot and combine into something.
Right. You hardly ever saw them just
That's
as their...
very cool.
You never hardly saw them, but maybe once in a while, in just their individual robot forms. All right? Like I said, they spent most of their time combined with one other robot that they kind of was like the preferred combination guy. So here is Waver. So Wing's going to be very similar, okay?
Yeah, so I see that. I don't know how
to the hard part is the head. The heads are very tight.
Yeah.
All right, so if you look at it, this is kind of weird, but if you kind of open up the crotch.
Oh my God.
And kind of take another tool like this and kind of poke it up, that's how you get the head up.
It's not kind of weird. It's very weird.
It's very weird, okay? So you've got Wing.
Okay.
And I've got Waver. Okay.
Do the legs just...
his toes are the wings, basically.
Okay.
So you kind of just have those point forward a little bit. Yep. So,
all right. Wing and Waver.
Waver and Wing. All right. So we'll put those there.
So they pair up.
And then we've got the red car. He is Dash.
Okay.
Okay. And this green kind of like half-track troop transport thing.
Okay.
His Japanese name was Tucker. But I think it was probably most likely meant to be Tanker because he's kind of like a tank. So headcanon time. He's Tanker. Okay, so Dash and Tanker. They kind of go together as a team.
Do they have to have their head poked up?
Everyone have to have their head poked up.
Okay.
So I'll leave
I see.
I'll leave a tool here on the table so we can do that.
Okay.
I guess if you get them, I haven't played with them a lot.
open.
If they get, sometimes they probably get a little loose and it's okay, then it's easier to do that. But there's Tanker in his robot form. I'll put a picture of him on the screen.
Check that out. Yeah. I got it.
And the front end of the car, it becomes his toes. So
right.
they're able to fold up. You kind of pull them out and then fold them up, and they become his toes, and you can spin them around.
Up. Nothing's happening.
Let me show you.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to break it.
So it's kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yep.
All right. So, I'm always worried I'm going to break it.
And then you gotta spin them around so they kind of point forward like they were.
They're not
so you have it. No, like the leg, like this.
Oh. Okay.
Just like that.
The little lights aren't twinkling, Clark.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right, so hold him up now. So you had him.
There he is.
You got to pivot at
Dash,
the hip.
Right?
Yeah, that's Dash and Tanker.
Oh,
so Dash and Tanker almost always were paired up.
I did get his head to pop out though, so I'm excited.
So I'll do this one, and this is the space shuttle is Mach, as in like Mach speed.
Yes,
okay?
I like it.
And this SUV pickup truck was Tackle.
Okay.
Like it's like tackle, like fishing tackle.
Yeah,
you gotta take the wings off.
Is it gonna be anything?
No, it just gets put aside after he transforms.
I just had a piece come off.
It's his little wheels. They just snap right back in place.
Oh no! Okay,
you got it. You're still fine.
I'm going to destroy your collection.
Okay.
One robot
I know you've been secretly wanting to do that for years.
Oh, I don't want to do that. No, that would break my heart.
No. Well, as you can, if you've watched the promo as we enter this video, I have a pretty large collection, and my wife has been gracious enough to support me in this endeavor, and as far as letting me have a place for it, et cetera, et cetera.
I needed the tool.
So this is Tackle in his robot form. Okay.
All right. So there's his arms. So boop,
yep.
boop. So now
his feet come up like toes too, just like it did with Dash.
Oh, I got this. I totally got this, peeps. Check this out. Bam.
Okay. So now we'll put these two together. Okay. So again, in the cartoon, maybe once in a while they would appear as these individual robots, right? But here's what makes them the Multiforce. Here's what makes them cool, okay? That when we were pushing up the head from the crotch, I don't know if you noticed, there's another head there.
No,
you can push it through the other way, the opposite direction, and a different head pops up. Okay, and every one of them has that. So you can have like their mini robot head or their secondary larger robot head.
So many jokes.
So how this works is that whoever is the top guy, because one person can be on top, one person can be on bottom, make all the jokes you want about this.
What's going on here?
Okay. But for example, if I take Mach, okay, and I take Tackle here, and I just kind of flip them back like this, and there's the little tab there. Each one's got a tab, and the other one's got a socket. They're able to basically plug in together,
and they
form a secondary one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so, Dave, how many toys was this in one?
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Each top can combine with any of the other guys.
7, 8,
so
9.
It's like in the 20s or something like that.
So you would totally take this to the cabin if your mom said, you can only bring one
if
toy,
I had
Dave.
this when I was a kid and a child in the 80s.
Yes, Mom, I know exactly what I'm bringing.
So whichever person was on top, their name went first. Whoever person on bottom, their name went second. So typically when these two guys were on the TV screen, it was Mach Tackle.
Yes.
If I flipped it around, it'd be Tackle Mach. So I can do that too. I can take this, I can flip everything around.
Okay.
Like you did before. And you can try this with another one here in a second. I can just flip it around like that.
How did they even design this?
And then flip the other head up the opposite direction. And now, voila, you've got, like I said, Tackle Mach. Okay. And, oh gosh, the head popped back down after I snapped it together. But, so yeah, each guy could combine with any of the other guys to form a third guy. So I could put Mach on top of her, Tackle on top of everybody, Mach on top of everybody, whatever. So yeah, you have to actually do the math. I think there's a picture of it that shows exactly how I can't do it off the top of my head.
We need to do that. Put the math at the end of this when you're putting
But there were preferred forms. So like I said, Mach Tackle was the preferred form. Every time you saw them, it was usually Mach Tackle. So over here, it was always Dash Tanker. Okay. So Dash would go on top, Tanker would be on the bottom. And Wing Waver was the preferred form for Wing and Wave.
Why was it preferred? By whose authority?
By the authority of Takara, I guess, and the
authority vested in Takara. Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead and you want to try those guys real quick, or do you want to move on?
Well,
to kind of we're going to beat it into the ground if we do them all, or what do you think?
I want to do them, but I just think I'm going to be really bad at it. So,
okay. Well,
but let's keep trying. Maybe
walk
you
you
can
through
help
it?
me. Yes.
Okay.
Walk me through one, then you can do the
once
final
again, we'll
one.
get this back into mock tackle form.
I feel kind of bad for saying these were kind of lame because while the robots or the vehicles were kind of lame, the whole concept is really
it's kind of
awesome.
cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the easiest thing to do is if you decide who's going to be on top, which should be Dash, go ahead and push his head throughout the other side using a tool.
Okay, here we go. Okay. You're a tool.
I am a tool.
All right. All right. Kind of got it out. All right, here we go. All right. I think I got it. Is that right?
And I got Tanker ready. Tanker's ready to
there it is.
attach.
There it is. Okay, got the head.
Okay, so then you want to kind of, these are the arms are always going to go, the individual robot arms are going to go back, and these will become the new robot arms. He's even got a fist kind of molded in there. I don't know if you notice that.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Okay, so just get the other one to look just like that. And then you'll just clamp them on here.
Like this?
Yeah. And to know how to hook them up, you notice that the peg here, so that would be the way to go, because both tabs are going, so we won't have to flip one that way, right? So go ahead and see if you can fit them together.
Okay. All right. As long as I won't break.
And I'll work on waver.
I did it.
Okay.
Okay. So where's his feet?
This is his feet on this one.
Oh.
It can go either this way or this way. I think he looks better with a little more wider stance.
Yeah, and
but he doesn't really have like boots or something like that.
What was his name again?
Dash Tanker.
Dash Tanker.
Or Dash Tacker, as he was called in Japan. Right?
Dash Tanker.
So you work on wing, and I'll work on waver.
All right, so it means I gotta get his other head to pop out here.
Yep. Right. Waver is really easy because all I really have to do is just get the head down.
All right, and you said the arms went back.
Yeah,
arms went back.
You got then for this one the wings do fold flush with the body or with the arms like that. Yeah.
Like this.
No, I mean like just the wings itself, just like that.
Oh.
That's all I meant. Yeah.
All right. So is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's the. Oh, I see.
And Wing Waver was the leader of the team. Wing Waver, because again, I guess technically it's Wing because he's on top, but he was almost always combined with Waver to make Wing Waver, and that was it. Yeah. So this is the Multiforce. And that was their gimmick, right? So I could, again, like as I said, we could combine anybody in groups of two if we wanted to, have them all individual robots, or have them be Landcross as we saw at the beginning.
I'm amazed anybody could even design this. Yeah. How fun.
So,
what a great
because of the way they combine together, some elements, maybe kind of get lost a little bit, like, because Landcross's arms are kind of weird, kind of like that, but...
I'm kind of weird like that.
When they draw them for the cartoon, they make them, they streamline them quite a bit, make them look awesome and stuff. But these were Japanese exclusives only, and it's a kind of a cool set. When they did this reissue here, it was part of a line where they were reissuing a bunch of Micromasters, which we talked about those ones for, the 1-inch tall Transformers, and they put these out at the end of that reissue line. And they call them DX Micromasters, even though they're not really Micromasters. They're way bigger than a Micromaster, but whatever. And in that Micromaster reissue line that they put out, they were all in individual boxes, and you didn't know exactly what you were getting in the sense of this, all right? There's a little window on the bottom with a number, so if you knew you needed number 6 of a set, you could see if it was number 6. But every set had 2 variations. There would be the standard variation like we're looking at here, and then there would be the chase variation. And for these guys, the chase variation was an all-black set. And so in my headcanon, I turned those all into Decepticons.
Oh, that's okay. Was it just your headcanon, or did you actually make stickers?
I covered the Autobot stickers up with Decepticon stickers.
Yeah, yes,
because if they're going to be Decepticons, they got to make it official. I can't just like, they're Decepticons, and people go along with that. Come on, give me some credit. So in those Micromaster sets, that was the kind of a key thing amongst all of them. There would always be a chase set.
I gotcha.
And so there is another version of these guys that is an all black plastic. I mean, there's some other paint applications, and mine have Decepticon logos on them, and
Well,
I display them in combined mode like this, and I have them flipped because they're Decepticons, right? So even though Dash Tanker was the normal way of showing it, the Decepticon version, but I gave him a slightly different name to kind of not be the exact same guy, and I can't remember what those names are off the top of my head.
Are they displayed by each other?
Yeah,
on our shelf.
No, they're on a shelf, couple shelves down.
Why?
Just the way I got them and the way I had to build the shelves around them.
Oh,
my shelves are all custom built, and I kind of would just like go grab a bunch of toys, so I'll make them fit here, and I think I got the black set after this set, and that kind of thing, yada yada. So
it's pretty cool. Yeah. Every time I think I know everything there is to know about the Transformers, you end up showing me something new. I had no idea that any of this existed, even though they've been in my basement. What else have you been keeping from me, Dave?
Just look around.
How many episodes can we make out of this?
Well, if we do one for every single toy in my collection, we'll be into the thousands.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay, well.
So stick with us, folks. We're going to be here a while.
Yeah. Well, speaking of.
So let's talk about beer now.
Yeah, because that's something I'd like to do for a while as well.
And while Noelle's talking about this beer and getting the beer out for us to talk about, I will slowly turn these into their alternate form of like when I flip them around. So instead of wing waver, we'll be getting waver wing.
And maybe you can help me make sure I can get on
you
my
get that
my
while you go get the beer. So what's the beer we're talking about this time?
Today we're going to be doing a beer from Big Muddy Brewing. And Big Muddy is from Murphysboro, Illinois. So it's another one of these craft beer places that are part of that Southern Illinois scene. And we were lucky enough to be able to go to the Big Muddy Brewery a few weekends ago when we went camping. Big Muddy Brewing is one of those beers that we've known about for a while because we've encountered it at various beer tastings. And also, they do distribute their beer regionally. And so we've enjoyed some of their beers that people have brought to beer exchanges because they have some pretty fun, funky beers. I'll tell you a little bit about this place. It's owned by Chuck Steinberg and was founded in 2009. And they do all of their brewing on site. When we went to the tap room, you can definitely tell there's beer brewing there. It's definitely got that smell. But it's not a brew pub. They do have a little kind of bar food that you can purchase there. Like we had pretzels, things like that. But you can also bring your own food. But really, it's just a big, wide tap room. And the day that we went, I think, tried a lot of the beers. We had a beer flight, so we got to try a lot of their beers.
We did bring our own food up there. I'm trying to get our tablet to go, so Noelle, you don't have to keep padding for
That's
a second.
okay. The only thing that I could do is tell you a little about what some of the other beers are. We learned that Big Muddy gets its name from a legend that is very big down in Murphysboro. It's called the Big Muddy Monster. And from what I can gather, the Big Muddy Monster is basically Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. And it all tracks now because we saw all kinds of Bigfoot iconography, statues, things of that nature while we were down there that wasn't called Bigfoot. And we're like, what is this? Now we get it. It's the Big Muddy Monster. And so that's their name. That's their logo. But like I said, you can get the beer there in cans or bottles. You can try it on tap. And they do distribute, and it's pretty regional. Pretty much around Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin. On their website, they show a map where they distribute, where you can get their products in stores. But awesome, Dave. I appreciate that.
Technical difficulties on the tablet
The best thing that we can do about this is it will tell you, I can read some of their beers that they have. Hopefully. So, let's see. Okay.
Well, some of the ones we've had before, just because Noelle mentioned that we've drank them before, is that they're semi-famous for a blueberry blonde.
Yes, and
a strawberry blonde. Yep. They've got a really good like s'mores beer.
Yeah, their vanilla stout.
Yeah, that's also one that you seem to find a lot.
That's the one we've had a lot, and I would say probably the one that is their flagship is the Saluki Dunkel Dog.
Yes, because they're down there near Carbondale, Illinois. So if you went SIU Carbondale, go Salukis.
It is an American amber meets German Dunkel aromatic and beer. It says here that the aromatic and Munich malts yield a slight sweetness balanced with a hint of chocolate roast. It is very good. And like the one you mentioned, the one that tastes like s'mores, it's awesome too.
They got a peanut butter one too.
Oh,
peanut butter chocolate
so good.
One. You got a lot of flavors, but they've also got your standard, beer flavors too, right?
Yep.
They've got, imperial stouts, and they've got, pilsners, and you name it.
The big one right now they're promoting is their Galaxy IPA, and it's it's an Australian Galaxy and American Cascade hops that are used to create an intense hop aroma and flavor balanced with a medium malt body, yielding a very drinkable American-style IPA. And I thought that was good too.
And down there in Murphysboro, Carbondale, they were kind of at the two eclipses we've had in the United States in 2017 and earlier this year, 2024. They were right near where they kind of formed an X across the country, and Carbondale was kind of at the center of that. So they had a special like eclipse themed beer that we were able to get, and that was pretty good. And they had lots of old Eclipse merchandise still for sale. If you know.
Lots of merch there, and they also have spirits, which are fun too.
Yeah.
So we tasted their whiskey that they had down there.
I was focusing on the tab, but did you talk about the food?
I did a little bit. Okay. Yeah, there's not much there, but a little bit of pub food. But I'd say be prepared to bring a picnic with you. I think occasionally they have barbecue, external parties come and bring their food. But
and it looks kind of like a warehouse on the outside a little bit. So when you pull up to it, if you don't trust yourself, go ahead. You'll eventually see big muddy signs on.
You'll see their big tanks.
I remember we pulled up to, we're like, is this it? Kind of thing. But it was. But once we got inside, it was cool.
It was really fun to go there.
Big tanks.
This was one of these places where we've actually had their beers in other places. So this was not the first time we've been able to enjoy it, but we got to enjoy a bigger variety. So before we left, one of the things you can do is you can pick a 6, right? And so we did that. And you can pick from, they have warm or cold. You can get some in the cooler. It really depends. But
bottles and cans, and bottles got to stay with bottles, and cans got to stay with cans. So, word to the warning. Warning there.
Word to the wise. But one of the beers we picked was one of their specialty beers, which isn't on their website right now. So I'm going to imagine that it might not be around forever. But we picked it because we're Gen X. It's called Cornholio.
It's a corn beer, and it's got a butthead on it.
Yeah.
No, it's a Beavis. Which one is it? It's Beavis, right?
It's Beavis.
Beavis is Cornholio, and he's all as a scarecrow on the front.
And here's what's interesting: it is a Mid-Coast style India Pale Cream Ale. So I love cream ales, but so it's like they're mixing up the two, but it makes sense with corn.
Yeah,
that's a good ingredient to use in a cream ale.
Well, like we normally do, we'll put a picture of this label up front.
So here we go.
I'll hold it up to the camera in a second.
But I'm excited to try this.
Yeah, we have not tried this one at all. This is only available in the cans when we were there.
I'm not gonna lie, I got it because I liked the can because it was Cornholio.
Are you threatening me?
But I do like a cream ale. So
there's kind of
this will be interesting. Let's smell it. Ooh, it does. It smells like an IPA. You can smell it.
It does smell like IPA. So I'm probably not going to love it, but you probably will.
I don't smell like it. All right, here we go.
But it's kind of cloudy.
That's hazy. So I don't know if it's unfiltered. Yep. It looks unfiltered.
It's not as bitter as it could be.
Oh. It doesn't taste like a cream ale to me. It tastes like an IPA.
Yeah. Is the cream ale just reference the fact that it's kind of hazy?
But it doesn't have an aftertaste. It kind of goes, it goes away. Maybe that's the part of it.
I could do this with food.
Yep.
I could do this with food. The bitter hops and stuff does not sit well with me usually. So if I were to rate this, I would not say it's a bad beer.
Yeah,
it's just not my taste.
Your palate.
It's not my palate.
What would you say was your favorite beers you've had at Big Muddy?
Oh, the blueberry blonde, and the strawberry blonde.
Those are exceptional, and I think the
peanut butter cup one is.
Ooh, that was fabulous. It was well balanced. Sometimes the peanut butter chocolate beers can taste artificial.
Yeah, this is really good.
It was smooth. Yeah.
So if you're in the Illinois area, as Noel mentioned, they do sell their beers kind of all over the place. But if you're down in Southern Illinois in the Carbondale area and you want to go get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
But that was
Murphysboro is pretty cool.
It kind of felt like I was seeing a celebrity since it was a beer we've seen in the store and at other beer fests and stuff. Oh, Big Muddy, finally get to go there.
But the eating drinking area was a bunch of picnic tables, so you kind of would sit group style, but they had an outdoor area too.
Yep.
And they had the wall with all the fooder tanks on it, and they had like the Three Stooges faces on each tank.
You can see what they're brewing. So there's always something new going there. So
I'm not sure what the significance of Three Stooges was, but it was kind of fun to see that.
If you're really concerned about what beer is available, I would recommend checking their website, but I will say that what's on their website was very different from when we were there just a few weeks ago. So just be open. I loved it, and I understand sometimes they have live music there too. So.
Yes, it wasn't while we were there, but we went like a Saturday, not morning because it was like right after they opened, but it was pretty early in the day before the big crowd started showing up.
If you'd like to check it out, I highly recommend it. It's part of the Southern Illinois craft beer scene, and Big Muddy, here's to you. So excited that you're here, and it was so fun to thank you. Another thing, the bartender, she was awesome. She
remembered her name.
Yeah, she was great. So they have great service there, and
she's the one who told us they had their own spirits. But
yeah,
do you remember the name of the spirits that they had there?
I don't. I wish I did. I think we took a picture, so it might be in our...
If it is, I'll put it up on the screen once we get.
But the whiskey was good, so we did not buy a bottle this time, but maybe next time. So
all right, here's the Cornholio beer.
Cornholio. And here's to what's this guy? Combiner. He's the combiner.
This is Multiforce.
Multiforce. Here's the Multiforce.
Multiforce.
What's his name as a giant robot?
Landcross. Landcross is the combined form. Multiforce is the team.
The dudes that make them
we got Waver Wing, Tackle Mock, and Tanker Dash right now because I flipped them over there. I flipped them over from what they're normal
awesome sauce.
Right. But if you'd like to know more about these, best place to go is tfwiki.net, the Transformers Wiki. It's got great information on that. I'm not sure if Chris Mafili has an episode on this. I should have checked that out beforehand, but you should still go check out his videos too. He's got the basics on various Transformers subjects. Really, really well done videos, so I can't recommend those enough either. If you'd like to know about any Transformer that we haven't talked about, drop us a line.
Or any spirits or any beers that we haven't tried yet. If you have a recommendation, please, drop us a line, put a comment down below. We're always looking for new ideas, new places to try, and all the places that we travel.
Once again, thanks for supporting us. We're at those 200 plus subscribers now, and it's very exciting. We're having an awesome time doing this, and we're happy to bring you along for the journey with us. So, as we like to say around here, please play responsibly and drink responsibly, and thanks for coming and seeing us here at BeerFormers.
More than meets the eye.
Cheers!